إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد إن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم وقاتلوا المشركين كافة كما يقاتلونكم كافة واعلموا أن الله مع المتقين صدق الله العلي العظيم. My brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says something very important that many of us take it for granted. We think that people decided that we have this, January, February, March, and April, 12 months in a year, or, Muharram, Safar, Rabi'ul Awwal, Rabi'ul Thani, lunar calendars, Gregorian calendars. Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, you and I, all of us, that it is actually Allah Almighty who decreed it as such. He is the one who taught the mankind to come up with these 12 months. It is Allah who decided that our days and our times will be measured with 12 months. So He says, this verse that you heard, this is from Surah At-Tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that indeed the number of months with Allah is 12. Indeed, the number of months with Allah are 12, or is 12, in a year, basically. And when did He decide this? في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض. In that book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah decreed it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided this matter the day He created the heavens and the earth. The day of the creation, my brothers and sisters, Allah decided that it is going to be 12 months. Allah decreed it, and so it is. That yet we took it for granted. We thought some people, after, the people who don't believe in Allah, they think, when man became human from apes and monkeys, that's when He decided that, okay, that's how we're going to live and we're going to have someone. No, we didn't come from apes and monkeys. If we came from apes and monkeys, someone would still have a tail behind it. Right? SubhanAllah. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before even He created our father Adam. And then of course after some time, our mother Hawa. Before even He created, He decided that this creation of mine will have 12 months. In these 12 months, He also decreed, subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that there will be 4 months that are sacred. He says, مِنْهَا أَرْبَعَةٌ حُرُمٌ. In it, among them, there is 4 that are holy, that are noble, that are sacred, of great honor. And this is the right religion. So thus, do not wrong yourselves in them. And fight those enemies of Allah which are pagans, if they fight you as they fight you. Overall, fighting is forbidden. وَاعْلَمُوا, and know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with those who are muttaqeen. Now, my brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about these 4 months being sacred out of these 12. First question that comes to our minds is, what are they? Which 4 months? Again, here, my brothers and sisters, Quran will not tell you the answer. Quran really forces you that go to Rasulullah, go to the Sha'ir of the Quran, go to the explainer of the Quran, which is Muhammadur Rasulullah. Cannot be understood without him. And Prophet Muhammad in agreed upon hadith, Bukhari and Muslim, Sahih Bukhari and Muslim both have it, 4662 and Muslim 1679. Prophet just like the verse of the Quran, he starts off. He says, and the narrator of the hadith is Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Abu Bakr. He narrates from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says the year is 12 months. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, indeed, people, the year is 12 months, of which 4 are sacred. And now he's going to tell you which 4. You and I would have never known if we did not go to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This itself is an evidence. I cannot even fathom, my brothers and sisters. I can't fathom. I can't understand how could a Muslim come up these days, in these days, just as a new thing, new trend, a new fashion. Oh, Quran is enough. Oh, Quran is enough. We don't need hadith. We don't need sunnah. We can make up what we understand. How are you going to decide which 4 months are sacred? Imagine we are 150, 200 people right now. Everyone will have their own 4. No, this is my 4, that's your 4, that's your 4. Everyone will have their own opinion. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his role is vital, my brothers and sisters. Try to understand this. That's why Quran cannot be understood without Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the explainer of the Quran, and right there, he repeated what the Quran had first, like the Quran. He said, 12 months? And you all know that, I know that, everybody knows it. Even our kids today that are here, they all know it. He said, 4 are sacred. Which 4? He's going to tell you right now. He says 3 together. 3 consecutive. Dhul Qa'dah, as the hadith has it down here. And Dhul Hijjah and Muharram. Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah and Muharram. 3. And then he says, and Rajabu Mudar. Rajabu Mudar, which comes between Jumada and Sha'ban. Most people call it Jamada, but the actual words of the hadith say it's Jumada. Jumada and Sha'ban, in between the two. We just had Jumada, the month of Jumada, and then now we're in Rajab, and then we will have Sha'ban. And then inshallah after that, Ramadan. Inshallah. Muslim children and adults, please at least know the names of your Islamic months. At least know the names of your Islamic months. Ya Shabab, in the back, please no talking. No talking, no playing around during the khutbah. This is part of the adab of the khutbah, okay? I just saw some people chit-chatting a little bit, giggling. So, may Allah guide us all. So Rajab, so just 2 days ago, we started this month. Or 2 nights ago, we started the month of Rajab. It has many names, like one of the names, Rasulullah said, Rajabu Mudar. Also, it's called Rajabul Murajjab. It's also called Rajabul Fard. The Rajab that comes by itself, alone. Rajabul Murajjab. And Rajabu Mudar. Why Rajabu Mudar? Mudar was the tribe actually in Arabia before Islam that held it noble, sacred and holy. Really maintained the sacredness of this month more so than many other tribes, so it became the Rajab of the Mudar tribe. Now, Rajabul Murajjab, Rajabul Fard, Rajab, what it means? It means just like what these months are for. It's going to the roots of it. So Rajabtuhu, Ahibtuhu, basically something that you give honor to. I honor someone. If I honor someone, I sanctify something, I would say Rajabtu, with love. So that's why Rajabul Murajjab, the Rajab of great honor, dignity, ta'zeem, adab, ihtiram. The Rajab of great honor, of great sanctity and great respect or sacredness in all. Rajabul Murajjab. So this is what this month is, my brothers and sisters. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us these 4 are sacred, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam pinpointed which 4 are sacred. But each month has their own value. Some of them were changed before Islam. People used to change their locations. What Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, he gave a great favor to this ummah, that he stopped that evil custom of changing the sacred months. That people used to play around with this due to their warfare. Because we have a war battle going on, okay, let's not call Rajab sacred this year, we'll call another month sacred. Rasulullah stopped that. And he said it in his last khutbah also, the big khutbah that 100,000 people attended to. He sealed it. He says, do not play with this. These are 4, and they will remain as sacred, inshallah ta'ala. Now, my brothers and sisters, we have, as soon as the month started, you will hear so many things about the fadail and this and this and that. All kinds of things will come. People will tell you, oh, Rajab is the month of zakat. Some people tell you this is the month of fasting also. There's a famous hadith where they will say, "A'udhu billah." It's not hadith, but they quote it as a hadith. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم رجب شهر الله والشعبان شهري ورمضان شهر أمتي. These are the hadith you will hear right and left now. Right and left. Facebook, WhatsApp, social media, messaging here and there. People will be forwarding right and left without even thinking that we should find out if this even is a correct hadith. If Prophet Muhammad ﷺ even said it. And sometimes we're receiving forwarded emails and ahadith which have no reference. No reference. Or the reference could be a book by a sheikh. A book by a sheikh. So why is this happening? My brothers and sisters, we are actually living, right now, we are living many of the signs of the Day of Judgment. We're living it without realizing it. One of them is this happening, that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us. And when you tell them that, no, this is not correct, they won't believe you. So what's wrong in fasting? What's wrong in doing this? SubhanAllah. It's not about what's wrong in doing this, what's wrong in doing this, it's that. What's wrong in this is that did the one who taught us what's right and wrong, did he approve it? Did our teacher tell us? Did our imam? Did our qudwa? Did our role model? Did he tell us? Did he endorse it? Otherwise, it cannot be right. So, hadith, Rasulullah ﷺ warned us about a time. Sadaqa Rasulullah ﷺ. He said, سَيَأْتِي عَلَى النَّاسِ سَنَوَاتٌ خَدَّاعَاتٌ يُصَدِّقُ فِيهَا الْكَاذِبُ ويؤتمن فيها الخائن ويخون فيها الأمين وينطق فيها الرويبضة وقيل وما الرويبضة الرجل التافه يتكلم في أمر العامة يصدق فيها الكاذب ويكذب فيها الصادق. So Rasulullah said, times will come, and one of the riwayat says, before the Dajjal, before that big one-eyed imposter shows up, before him, times will come. And this is a Sahih hadith narrated in Silsilat al-Hadith Sahih, 1887 of Albani, rahimahullah. Rasulullah said, some deceitful times will come very soon, where the truthful one will be rejected and the liar will be accepted as the truthful one. And the cheater, the deceiver, the one who cheats and deceives people, he will be trusted by people. And the Ameen, you know the word Ameen, Sadiqul Ameen. We are the Ummah of Sadiqul Ameen. The Ameen, who is the most trustworthy, will not be trustworthy. He will be treated as a dishonest person. The time will come, and in this time, Ar-Ruwaybidah will have a say in the matters of religion. Wallahi, we are living that sign right now. Who is Ar-Ruwaybidah? Juhal. People who are ignorant about their religion, and they will be saying and talking about the affairs of religion. People are posting videos on YouTube like they are the experts on Islam. Every XYZ goes on YouTube and posts a video and wants to become famous. Like my channel, subscribe my channel, and subhanAllah, and people, they are following and following and following. And when someone tells them this is incorrect, oh no, you must be a Wahhabi or something. Labels and tags. We have even labels and tags that we put it on people. Allahu Akbar. This is the situation. Imam Ibn Rajab Al-Hanbali, not a Salafi, not a Wahhabi. What's his Aqidah? He's a follower of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Rahmatullah alayh. Ibn Rajab, what is this? Look at his name, Ibn Rajab. Ibn Rajab. Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, he says that all of these ahadith that Imam Suyuti and many of the scholars actually have been quoting in their books, like Zakat's month. Some people say Rajab is the month of Zakat. He said these are not authentic. None of these are reliable. Whether it's about fasting, whether it's about zakat, it is not reliable. And Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, rahmatullah alayh, in his fatawa, I believe it's volume 25, if I'm not mistaken, but it is in his fatawa. He gave a fatwa that all those people who bring these ahadith, that people fast in Rajab, it has this much reward. First night of Rajab has this much reward. Qiyamul Layl has this much reward. All of these things where so much reward is promised, these are not proven from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't go with the fanciness of the words, that mashallah, great reward, so I'm going to pray. No, we go with the message and the truth of the message. We go with the truth. If it is true, amanna sadaqna. If it's not true, we don't have to take it. Alhamdulillah. That's why, my brothers and sisters, the taghleez of these false things is very important. Rad is very important, so that our minds are cleared first. Now, another famous scholar that I respect also, Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani, rahmatullah alayh, is one of the great Sufi scholars. And Ibn Taymiyyah, out of all the people, that's a message to my brothers who call themselves Salafis. Ibn Taymiyyah calls him Sayyidul Arifin. Sayyidul Arifin. Ibn Taymiyyah calls him. So have some respect for the Shaykh. Ibn Taymiyyah respects him. But at the same time, Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Rajab, and all these people, they say, people, likulli fannin rijal. For every art, there are experts. The scholars of Sufism are not the experts of Hadith. They are not the experts of hadith and sayings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They make a lot of mistakes. And Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani, rahmatullah alayh, to all the scholars of Islam, and especially him, I'm saying he made mistakes. He brought a lot of hadith. He says in the first night of Rajab, prayers are accepted, your invocation, your dua is accepted. But, la yasihhu minha shay', as Ibn Rajab said. It's not authentic. May Allah have mercy on his soul, elevate his ranks, and give him reward, but forgive his mistakes that he, I'm sure, did not intend to. Now, the important part. Brothers, could you please turn off these adhans on your cell phones? That's actually against the adab of the khutbah, just so you know. We should not do dhikr and other ibadat during the khutbah. Khutbah is salah. You're in salah right now, without realizing. That's why we can't talk. We tell the kids, don't talk, don't do this, don't do that. We can't even say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Why? Because you're in salah. Just like in salah, you don't do assalamu alaikum, right? You're in salah right now. A lot of conditions of the salah and khutbah are the same. So please make sure next time when you come to Jum'ah, your cell phone azans are turned off. And there goes another one. Please make sure, pull out your cell phones, those who have the adhan, not the other ones. Because some people can take advantage of this, like, okay, let me check my messages. Don't. So turn off the adhans, please. All right. Now, what is authentic? What is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us not to do, and what is it that Prophet told us to do? There are a few things. Number one thing that Quran tells you, in all of these sacred months, there's a big don't. Big don't. That is, فَلَا تَظْلِمُوا فِيهِنَّ أَنفُسَكُمْ. That's the big one. See how when Quran is there for you, you have all the good things for you. Start with the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you, do not wrong yourselves in. We don't have to go for the da'if. We don't have to go for the mawdu'at. Let's start with the al-haq. Kitabullah. Allah tells you, do not wrong yourselves in these months. As-Sa'idi says on page 373 that it means do not wrong yourselves in these months. It could be all 12 months too, first. And especially because it does not specify which ones don't wrong yourself in. Or four. He says, so generally speaking, we're not supposed to do haram, we're not supposed to do haram, we're not supposed to do mistakes and sins, intentionally, in any of the days, in any of the months, in any of the times. But especially, as As-Sa'idi says, and many other Mufassirin agree, these four especially. These four, bil khusus, that you should not be committing sins. If you have a problem or I have a problem, this is the time to start practicing some control, some self-control, and inshallah it will pay off in Ramadan. It will pay off in Ramadan. Your Ramadan will be easier. You won't be, hitting your head that, man, I can't control myself. This is the time to start practicing that. So easy. Any prayers in general, any good deeds in general, no problem. Undo the bad with the good deeds. That's all good. Alhamdulillah. Now, coming to the seerah, coming to the Sahaba, coming to our Salaf, there are two major things that a lot of people don't talk about it and don't know this. That Rasulullah ﷺ did not stop the companions from this. That was happening in Jahiliyyah, and that's why Rajab was kept itself alone as holy, as sacred and noble. And in Islam also, Sahaba like Umar, Abdullah ibn Umar, al-Mu'mineen Aisha, and from the Tabi'een Ibn Sirin, and many of the Salaf used to go for Umrah during Rajab. You want to cut the Ramadan crowd, my brothers? You want to cut that chase? You want to have a great Umrah with not so much rush? This month is a good time to go. Because Rasulullah's companions and Tabi'een and our Salaf did make Umrah. From Sahih Ahadith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. Second important thing, my brothers and sisters, second very important thing that most people have forgotten about it is the sacrifices during the month of Rajab. Imam al-Tahawi, Imam Abu Dawood, and many of the scholars of Hadith and scholars later of the fiqh, they actually verified from the athar of the Salaf and Sahih Hadith, Imam Nasa'i, Imam Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, they bring these ahadith which are authentic, all Sahih, graded Sahih by Albani and many other scholars of Hadith, that during this month, many of the Sahaba used to give sadaqah in terms of sacrifice. They used to do a sacrifice of the animal and they would give it as sadaqah. And they would feed the people. Some of them would do it at Umrahs also. Even after Islam. Even after Rasulullah ﷺ came. Meaning thereby. And here is the proof. I'll give you just one. I have a couple of hadith, but I'll leave you with one. إِنَّا كُنَّا نَذْبَحُ ذَبَائِحْ فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ فِي رَجَبٍ. We used to do dhabiha, sacrifices in Rajab of Jahiliyyah times, before Islam, Jahiliyyah, when we were ignorant of Islam. فَنَأْكُلُ وَنُطْعِمُ مَنْ جَاءَنَا. So whoever came to us, we ate and we fed them. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لا بأس به. What did Rasulullah say? لا بأس به. There's nothing wrong with it. So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم endorsed it. He endorsed it, that you could still do it. Allahumma wafiqna. And lastly, Imam Albani in Irwa al-Ghalil of Albani, with his volume 4, 412, page 412, volume 4 has talked about it and also confirmed these riwayat. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. Alhamdulillah, as-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulullah, amma ba'd. My brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, there may be few people who will speak the truth, but Alhamdulillah we have them, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them, our scholars. This Fadail of Rajab, the authentic ones, this is by Imam Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Khallal al-Baghdadi, from Baghdad. This is from his collections, and many of the other scholars have taken it, like Shaykh Albani, rahimahullah, in Irwa al-Ghalil, they've talked about it. Remember, there are three things. One, big don't, that we should start to make tawbah, we should start to avoid the haram, we should start to do good things and stay away from bad things. To stay away from the sayyi'at. That's one big step that we have to do as a big don't of this month. And then the do's, that you could be really doing umrah inshallah, if possible, or we could be doing more sadaqat in terms of feeding people and taking care of the needy inshallah, as Sahaba did it. As Sahaba and Tabi'een did it, and our Salaf, many of them have done it. And overall, my brothers and sisters, no one stops you from fasting Monday and Thursday. No one stops you from fasting 3 days of the month. This is for all years. For all years and for all times. Unless it's a Eid day or something, Monday, Thursday, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or even the last 3 days of the month. In Islamic calendar, Rasulullah ﷺ have done first 3 days, last 3 days, middle 3 days, the white days, and Mondays and Thursdays. That's still open. But don't specify it that we're doing it because of Rajab, because Rajab is the month of Allah. Month of Allah is Muharram. That has not come yet. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all to the truth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to do the right thing. My brothers and sisters, it's very important. And Fudayl ibn Iyad was asked the definition of Amal al-Salih. And in 2 words he simplified it. He said, Aslahu wa aswabahu. Aslahu wa aswabahu. Asl, authentic. And aswab, correct. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to do all of that. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhab an-nar. Allahumma ansur al-Islam wal Muslimin. Allahumma a'izz al-Islam wal Muslimin. Allahumma adhill al-shirka wal mushrikeen. Allahumma dammir kulla a'da'i ad-din. Allahumma ashfi mardana wa marda al-muslimin. Allahumma ashfi mardana wa marda al-muslimin. Allahumma ashfi mardana wa marda al-muslimin. Allahumma ansur ikhwanina al-mustad'afina fi kulli makan. اللهم انصر أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. اللهم فرج عن أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. اللهم ارحم أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم.